Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Discovering the True Unhindered You. Today's episode is a little unique. We are outside, we are out in nature right now. We are in the wild. No, just kidding. There's just a reservoir over here in Northern Virginia. Decided to come to, actually did this recording this weekend when I was out camping, which if you're watching through YouTube, this thing's an absolute just mess right now with the dirt all over it, but that's what it was made for, right? But my microphone messed up, and so I'm going to do it again. So here is the story of Mable. This is not just, if you're watching this and you're listening to this, you know, this is not just a story of how I got a vehicle, okay? This is a story about a dream fulfilled. This is not a story about me just having fun. This is a story about a dream of traveling the world, of going on adventures, actually coming true. And that's what this podcast is about. It's about the adventure that awaits. The adventure that awaits in your life, the adventure that awaits in mine and everyone else around here. The adventure awaits for you to just believe and align yourself with the adventure. So yeah, before we get started with the story, go ahead and like and share this. If you're watching from YouTube, you're already looking at the truck behind me. If you're listening through the podcast, go check us out on YouTube, The Unhindered You, or I believe it's The Unhindered You. And check us out on Instagram at The Unhindered You, and you get to check out all the content. You get to check out all the adventures, and we share testimonies along the way. We share stories along the way, that we share messages along the way, and it's amazing. Like and share it. Like, go comment. I want to hear from you guys. Like, you have no idea how much I just want to talk to y'all and just love on you guys and where you're at. And so, yeah, without further ado, let's get started with the story. So, a year ago, so get this, it's a year anniversary. It is crazy to think that this dream started basically a year ago. Now, I guess dreaming of it started a lot earlier than that, but the actual process of getting this truck and pouring a lot of heart and soul into it over the year has been a year. That's so crazy. But yeah, to kind of give you a little background, so I lived in Haiti for a little bit, and when I was in Haiti, I put a lot of effort into learning what was the best off-roading vehicle for these third world countries where you can find parts so readily, and you can, just the most reliable and tough vehicles that would get you anywhere in the world. And as I was doing this research, I fell in love with these vehicles, and then we would have these vehicles and we would travel all over the country of Haiti and Africa and India, and I was just amazed by the capability of them, the technology that's in them, even though like this is an old truck, but just the way that it's built, it was built to last and to be strong. And I just fell in love with this. I had a passion for these vehicles, and to the point where I actually owned a couple of them and built one up and shipped it to Haiti when I was living there, and absolutely loved it. Had so much fun traveling the country and just loving on people everywhere I went. And the last one I had to trade it for a vehicle that got better gas mileage, because believe me when I say this, gas mileage is not even an option in this vehicle. So when I traded it, I was heartbroken. I was really, I felt like a dream was kind of crushed in the moment. And the crazy thing is that I was okay with that, because I knew the next season in my life, it wasn't a part of it. And I knew that I was going to have another one at some point, and I would even tell people, I'm like, I will have another one. And I was like, I probably will own 20 of them. And so just because I love them so much and I love building them up and even giving them away and selling them to people and building them up for people, I love that. It's so much fun. But when I traded it, I ended up with my first Audi and loved it, and now I love Audis, and I love these vehicles as well, and so it really expanded my way of thinking, and I got into this place of gratitude because I knew that there was a promise ahead of me but I needed to be thankful for where I was at, because if I was thankful for where I was at, then it would build the foundation to where I was going. And that's what I'm teaching you guys, right? Like, if you go back to the gratitude podcast or message, like, it was about that. It's learning to not just be grateful for what you have in the present now, but it's also grateful for what you can see that you've already believed that you've received in the future, and being thankful that that's already now. Like, that's already here and now. Even though you can't touch it with your physical hands, it's the gratitude of what you have now is not only what you can feel, but also what you can see and believe that you've received already. And so in the same sense, that's kind of how this came about. Like, I was going through vehicles, and my 1 year anniversary with my wife, we decided to go up to the mountains and get an Airbnb and just enjoy our 1 year. And we decided to go hiking on a Saturday morning. And so we drove up the mountain, and there was this off-road truck came off this trail, and he was airing his tires back up. And if you know anything about off-roading, you air your tires down to get better traction. And so I saw it, and I was like, that's it. I want my truck back. I want another truck. I want another Land Cruiser. And so we went on this hike, and I went back to this house, and I was reading this book called Limitless Possibilities. And if you haven't read that book, I highly recommend you get it, because it teaches you how to believe that you've received what you've asked for. And not only that, it gives you simple little principles, which I'm about to share in a moment, of how to just see a dream fulfilled and how to feel as if it's already done. And so I'm reading this book. We get done with our hike, and we're back at our Airbnb right next to this river. And it was just a serene moment. No, cell coverage, nothing. It was just this beautiful moment. And I felt like this book was telling me certain things. And then, like, I was going into prayer, and I felt like God was telling me, just giving me more direction into it. And so the book was like, write down everything you want, which I'm like, yeah, that makes total sense. And in it, it said, put the pricing of everything you want in your vehicle. Like, that's what the Lord was telling me. He's like, put everything you want in your vehicle next to it, all the pricing. And then at the bottom, total it out. And then right next to it, that's it. Like, that's all it cost, no matter the number. So I encourage you right now, pause this video. What is your dream? Write it all down. Write the pricing next to it. I don't care if it's a private jet. What would it cost to have your dream? And then down at the bottom, total it out, and right next to it, that's it? Exclamation point, question mark? As if it's not a lot. And that's what I did. And the next thing was spending time imagining driving this truck. And so I just went down by the river, and I just closed my eyes, and I pictured myself driving my dream truck. I pictured using the kitchen that was in the back, the refrigerator that was in the back. I imagine sleeping in the rooftop tent. I imagine, and here's what's really cool, I imagine driving through Colorado and Utah, driving through out west, because I really wanted to go out west, and that's one of my biggest desires right now, other than traveling to Europe and doing all those things, is seeing the west of this country, because I haven't really spent a lot of time out there, really at all. I've only been a couple times. And so I just pictured myself driving this truck and just feeling so filled with joy, so filled with love and just giddiness. And I only did it for about 5-10 minutes, and then I left it alone. And I was so excited. And I went back home. We got back home Sunday evening, and Monday rolled around, and I started looking for Land Cruisers. Now here's the thing. My work was very slow at this time. I made roughly $16,000 in a matter of, I believe it was 4 or 5 months. Now, to some people that might be a lot, but for me, to support a family and stuff, that's not a lot at all. Especially when you're living in Northern Virginia, where everything's really pretty expensive. And so when I was looking for these trucks, I didn't let the amount of money that I had in my bank account or the amount of money that I was making at the time affect me looking for a vehicle, knowing that I had already received it, because I knew it had to come, because I had already believed I received it. And I've already felt as if I had it. And so it has to come about. So even all these vehicles, I was looking at the prices and I was just like, no, it'll have to happen if it's the right one. And I found one. I was looking all over the country. I mean, I found some in California, I found some in Nevada, I found some in Kentucky, and I actually found a really awesome one in Kentucky, and it, it was like $7,000, but it was bone stock, and I was like, it looks like an amazing truck, no rust. I was like, oh, that's awesome. If I ever bought one, that's what I would have bought. And then me and my wife did not have any peace over it. And so this was Monday morning, and I just set it aside. I just felt like I was supposed to be at peace. And here was a big thing. The reason I was looking to buy one was because I didn't want to get rid of my car, because I needed my car for work, because I drive so much. I needed a good gas mileage vehicle. Well, Wednesday rolled around, and I felt like I was supposed to look at the truck again, and ended up finding this one, and the guy lived in Alexandria, and out of nowhere I typed to him, it was Facebook Marketplace, and I said, hey, would you consider a trade? And I was like, what did I just do? Like, that's not what I want to do at all. But he's like, well, send me a picture. And so I sent him a picture, and he goes, yeah, come by, here's my address. Now here's the thing, he lived 5 minutes from me. Like, I didn't have to drive across country. I didn't have to go across the state line. I didn't have to go through the next county. Not only that, he was 4 blocks away. That is the effortlessness of your dream coming true. You have no idea what the unknown holds, but when you just trust that your dream has to come to you in a way that is in the unknown, and for us to not figure it out. So even more into that, I go to him, and honestly I was going, yeah, I sent him the, oh, would you consider a trade and everything, and I ended up going to him, knowing in my mind I was like, I'm really just gonna go look at this truck, because it was amazing. I love these trucks, and I want to hear people's stories about how they build them up and all these things. And so I go to him, and I'm having a great time talking with him, and he's blown away. So he actually was selling this for $12,000, and he was getting offers for $15,000, and he was turning people away because his excuse was that he thought that they would ruin the vehicle. They didn't seem like an honorable person to receive the vehicle, when in reality it was mine. That's why. He couldn't give it to anybody else because it was already mine. That's the power of your dream. When you believe you've received what you've asked for, if it's a new car and you have to buy it from somebody else, that person will not sell it to anybody else but you, because it's yours. It's only yours. So it came, it had a refrigerator in it, had some drawer slides, it had the awning and the roof rack and the bumper and the tires, and it had all this. And he's like, I'll do the trade, but I'm gonna take the refrigerator. I said, okay. I was like, well, I just bought parts for the car. And he goes, well, I'll pay you for the parts. And I was like, okay, the parts will be in next week. I need to go to Tennessee. I got to go to Tennessee in 2 weekends. And he goes, don't worry about it. I'll get you a rental car. So here I am. I am not really wanting to do this trade because I needed this vehicle. And he's making it irresistible. So I said, well, okay, let me go home. Let me pray about it. Let me, talk with my wife. And that night I am I'm struggling to go to sleep. And I just asked God, I'm like, what is going on? Why am I feeling so anxious about this vehicle? Why can't I make this decision? And he said, Zach, you have no idea the blessing that this is about to bring your life. And I went right to sleep. Now what happened was, in that moment, I became disattached to my car that I wouldn't give up. And it's getting sunny out. I know that's not the best video quality, but just bear with me here. So I fell right asleep because I became disattached with my car, and I had peace over this purchase or over this trade. The next morning I had to go to work, and I'm watching a video on coolers versus the refrigerators that go in your vehicle. And I found that the refrigerator is like $1,000. I'm like, I'm not spending $1,000 on a refrigerator, at least not right now. Like, that's crazy. As I am watching the video, I'm like halfway through the video. Not did I watched the video and then it was done. No, I was watching the video. The guy messages me, hey, if you come now, I'll throw in the refrigerator. I said, that's it. I'm coming. I'll meet you here soon. I ended up going and trading. I became best friends with the guy. And he's from Texas, I'm from Tennessee. So a lot of our dynamic was the same. Being, country boys living in the city, it was like, wow, man, the brotherhood that I needed here while I was living in Northern Virginia. And the city life's not for me, and neither was for him. So we understood each other. And then we had off-road, we both off-roaded, and we both camped, we both fished, both did all these things. And so we became best friends. Well, about 2 weeks later, he goes and trades my car that I traded him for another car. Well, because of COVID, he couldn't get his title back from Texas so that the dealership owned the car. So we're sitting there for breakfast one day, and he's like, dude, I totally forgot. We can go buy your car back for $6,000. I said, are you kidding me? So I call my wife, I'm like, look, and we went right and got it. So here's the cool thing. He was getting offers for $15,000. He gave me money for parts, and he bought me a rental car. Theoretically, I got this vehicle for under $5,500 when he was selling it for $12,000. That is the power of the unknown. That is the power of believing that you've received what you've asked for. I got a built-up truck for under stock value. That's incredible. Now, if you look at the truck, I've added a lot more stuff to it. I got a rooftop tent. I added a new kitchen drawer slide out in it. If you watch the videos and go to my Instagram, you'll see all kinds of things that have been happening. So here's the thing, though. I didn't just get a truck. I got a best friend. And not only that, I get to go on adventures. And not only that, I get to be passionate about something that I'm passionate about. Like, I get to build stuff in it. I get to build it up. I get to add new things. I'll put new batteries and wired all kinds of stuff in here. Put a solar panel. You can see the solar panel on the hood. Like, I did all these things because I'm passionate about creation. I'm passionate about making something work better and having fun with that stuff and just making it to where it's enjoyable and more usable. I love that. And so I've added all kinds of different things to it. And not only that, we're shipping it out to Utah and Colorado in June. Like, in a few weeks, it's getting shipped out so that we can go on an adventure in Utah and Colorado, which was the image that I was seeing. That is incredible. Not only that, I got to meet so many people through the off-road community here in Northern Virginia and Maryland, and gained a wealth of friends, a wealth of just fun and excitement. And it was all effortless. There was no effort towards trying to get something. It came about because I believed that I received what I've asked for, and it was mine. It was granted to me. And here's the cool, super amazing thing. It happened in 4 days. 4 days. This wasn't something that happened over years. It happened in 4 days. From the point where I made it up in my mind that I'd receive what I've asked for to the point that the keys were in my hand was 4 days. I think that's right. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 5 days. My bad. 5 days. 4 days from actually meeting the guy and starting to make the deal, right? So 5 days to getting the keys in my hand. That's the power of faith. It's the power of believing. You have this ability to change the world one passion at a time. This weekend, me and my buddy, we went out off-roading, and I brought another buddy, and he brought his girlfriend, and we got to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of owning this truck. The 1-year anniversary of seeing a dream fulfilled. So what is it in your life that you want to see fulfilled? Are you able to picture and imagine the end result of that happening? If you can, how does it feel? Does it bring you joy? Does it bring you peace? Does it bring you rest? What is it? What could it be? It could be anything. You have limitless potential and limitless possibilities in your life. And there's no hindrance for me to do this. I am unhindered in every way when it comes to this vehicle. Why? Because I've pictured the end result of what it was like. And now I get to fulfill that. I get to walk in that. And so can you. Whatever your dream is, you can walk in it. You can see it fulfilled. And you can see it fulfilled very, very fast. It's so amazing. So, if you need help with this, right? I wrote a workbook that'll help you and guide you through this process. If you check the link below, that will take you right to the book. You put in your email, I'll send it to you for free. Okay? And then there's an e-course. If you want it, I don't even care if you buy it. It's not about that. I want to love on you guys. And please, comment below. Shoot me an email. Do something. I want to hear from you guys. Like, you guys are awesome. If you're following and you're watching this, like, you're a part of my family. And so you are the unhindered you. You are the unhindered family that is a part of my life. And the reason I'm doing this is I want to see millions of people set free from their hindrances that we've created in our life and that we've believed about our life and that we've received in our life. We want to get rid of those and we want to live free. And so I love you guys. This is Mable. We named her that. She used to be called Sweaty Betty because she had a little oil leak. But yeah, she's Mable. She's so amazing in every way. And we have had so much fun. And the adventure awaits every single day of what's coming next. And what's coming next in your life? I don't know, because you haven't messaged to me yet. But I love you guys. Like and share this page again, and I will catch y'all next week. I think what we're going to start doing, I'm going to bring my buddy on, and we're just going to have conversations. And we're just going to have conversations about the unhindered lifestyle. So I love you guys. Have an amazingly blessed week, and I will catch y'all next week with another episode. Y'all have a good one. Bye.